Hey everyone, welcome to Learning Garou episode 2. So today I promised that we would be learning about feints and breaks, which are two very important parts of learning Garou. So I did say, last episode I did use Terry, but this episode I'm going to be using my main, which is Bijanet. Because I find it's easier to learn with other characters about feints and because of the leniency with how... Sorry, not feints, breaks, and just because of how the leniency is. So we're just going to activate both of these. So now that we're in this game, I'm going to be learning about two feints. So if you remember in the last episode I talked about overheads. Now overheads, they hit overhead obviously, they snuff out low blocks. However, pressing the overhead input while doing a special move will do what's called a break. Now a break is where you kind of stop a special move's animation to kind of make it more safe, but also allow for some follow-ups. So every character has one move that they can break, and Bijanet's is this move. So by itself, it's a good move. It deals 3 hits and deals 23 damage, which is okay. You can also heavy do it, which does 31 damage, or 28. However, if you press the overhead button, which if you don't know, if you're using a controller, it's the right button, it's the right trigger, not, sorry, the right shoulder button, or it's your light kick and heavy light punch button, which will do an overhead at the same time. And if you do that while the animation is in, you'll do a feint, a break. So that's a break. And when you're in this phase, you can do stuff like that. So obviously, it's very useful in combos, and it's also great for block pressure. Now some characters are better at block pressure than Bijanet with their feints, especially Butt or Marco, depending on where you are, along with Kevin. But some characters are more combo based with it, and Bijanet is one of them. So you can do some cool stuff. Let's see if I can... Oh, okay, never mind. But you can do some cool stuff. This is one of my favorite combos to do. Very simple, links into your P power. Or if you don't have P power, you can just do this. Oh, try again. I'll get it the third time. If I can't get it the third time, I'll just move on. Oh. Well, you can link in one of these into one of those. Pretty simple stuff. Let's see if I can do it here. There we go. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. So that's breaks in a nutshell. Every character has a different break. In the description, I'll post a wiki guide on all the characters and all their breaks. Most of the time it's their Dragon Punch input. For example, Terry's break is his Power Dunk. But Kusugano's or Marco, wherever you are, that's his Shoryuken. It's basically a Shoryuken. And just fiddle around with what you can do with breaks, because there's a lot you can do with breaks, and you can actually kind of trick your enemy into thinking you're going to do this, and then you follow up with that. So if they're blocking low for that move, you can then follow up with an overhead quarter circle back kick, which is one of these. So that's breaks in a nutshell. I don't really have much else to say about them, except, you know, just experiment. It takes a bit to get the inputs right. It really depends on the character, depends on the animation. Bijanet is much more lenient with it. Basically there. When you're doing the heavy one, it's a bit less noticeable. But yeah. That's basically the break system. So yeah. When you're selecting a character, just fiddle around with the breaks. So next up we're going to be talking about feints, and I believe to do a feint, yeah. So a feint is where you basically pretend to do a special move. And the way you do this, the way you do a feint is by doing an input, so let's say quarter circle forward, and then you press your heavy punch button and your light punch button together, and you do that. See? And if you're good enough, you can just keep on chaining him like that. So you're probably thinking, is that just like a thing you can do taunting? Well, let me do this. Got one. Right. So, as you can see, he's going to be... You can do stuff like that. You can do some insane block pressure with... Oops, I guard crushed. So you do some just... And you can like kind of trick your enemy into a false sense of security. It's brilliant for mix-ups. So you think they're going to do this, and then you do that. So let's say they think you're going to do a projectile like that. Well, you can feint it, and then hit them with one of these. So they're going to block low for that, and then you can do this, and do that, punishing their block low. It's simple when you get the hang of it. There is a quicker input for it, and it is your right trigger. Sorry, left is the overhead, right is your trigger. So right trigger, and then just do your inputs. Pretty simple stuff. And like I said, if you get good at it, you can do stuff like that. There is also one more thing in Garou. I don't know how to do it with the buttons, but if you have a control, it's the left button and you can taunt. Taunting can be cancelled straight away. There's no commitment while taunting, and in training mode it brings your enemies closer, allowing you to just reset neutral basically. But yeah, taunting is another cool thing you can do. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to be teaching today. If you have any questions, do be sure to leave them in the comments, because I will be answering as many as I can. I want to make everyone play this game because it's great, and yeah. So my guide for my advice for learning breaks is by just choosing the character you like and just seeing what breaks consistently. Like, some characters have much more leniency with the animations, like Jeanette, while other characters have a bit more nuances. Anyways, that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Next video, I'm probably going to be covering how to pick your main and talk about character archetypes. But other than that, that's pretty much all I'm going to be talking about today. Oh, I will also be making a video about neutral and learning the neutral of your characters. But yeah, thanks for watching. Obviously, leave a like if you liked it. It would mean the most. And if you really enjoyed it, then please do share it with your friends if they get into Garou. And like I said, if you have any questions, then be sure to answer. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next guide, I guess. See ya. Oh, I don't know how to stop, I guess. Well, bye.